Hello friends, folks, family and insignificant others. US President Trump has met with his fascist friend Benjamin Netanyahu and proposed a 20-point plan to establish peace in Gaza. Here is my quick take on that proposed plan and why I think Hamas will either reject it or delay its implementation indefinitely. Point 1. Gaza will be a de-radicalized terror-free zone that does not pose a threat to its neighbors. Ah, a terror-free zone, that is cute. Can we have the same deal for West Bank and East Jerusalem, where radicalized Israeli continuously terrorize Palestinians, murder them in their homes, tear down those homes, and build Israel-exclusive condos on top? Point 2. Gaza will be redeveloped for the benefit of the people of Gaza who have suffered more than enough. Well, agreed on the last part. This is oddly reminiscent of a plan that Trump presented earlier this year, where he openly called for an ethnic cleansing of Gaza so he could build a Middle East Largo at the Mediterranean Sea. I wonder if one of the points downstream mentions who would oversee this magical redevelopment. Point 4. Within 72 hours of Israel publicly accepting this agreement, all hostages, alive and deceased, will be returned. The main reason Israel is not currently carpet bombing Gaza is that it has to pretend to care about the hostages that Hamas took from Israel. Once Hamas gives up those hostages, they will hold no cards in a game where no side plays by any rules. Point 7. Upon acceptance of this agreement, full aid will be immediately sent into the Gaza Strip. At a minimum, aid quantities will be consistent with what was included in the January 19, 2025 agreement, which we have also violated. Again, very cute, but who will hinder Israel from immediately imploding that aid stream again? A dozen Palestinians starve to death every day, while Israel insists that there is no famine in Gaza. Trusting Israel is absolute nonsense. Point 9. Gaza will be governed under the temporary transitional governance of a technocratic, apolitical Palestinian committee, which will be headed and chaired by President Donald J. Trump. In essence, Trump wants to run Gaza. Trump is so bored of wrecking his own country and jailing his political opponents that he wants to spread his dictatorship to the Middle East. And as for the so-called experts that he's going to employ, we can only assume that he would source those from the ever-growing pool of genetic heirs and regime-friendly talk show hosts. I am not sure Palestinians prefer that over death. Essentially, this plan asks Palestinians to give up their right to defend themselves against Israel's occupation, oppression and genocide because fuckface von Clownstick wants to own a golf course at the Mediterranean Sea. Why would Hamas agree to that, especially if all they get in return is the promise of basic human rights from two certified liars?